Baby, how we doing? Check 1 2. Check 1 2. I hope I'm coming live to you right now. I'm trying to get some settings changed here. It's always a daily fun stuff. Daily fun stuff running the live stream operations here on YouTube. So let me get in here and let me get the radio turned down. Yeah, that old-timey jazz radio you all are hearing. And then, oops, I just closed it out accidentally, so ignore me for a second while I open that back up. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. I have some announcements, actually. Channel updates, big channel updates first off. And then I do have a cap kit here to install on that Sony PVM, or it's not PVM. Why am I saying Sony PVM? It's a Toshiba. It's the Toshiba CRT we were working on the last live stream. So if anybody's there, let me know you're here. I see some pre-chat, but once we've gone live, you know, I want to make sure everything's good. So let me know if you're out there in CRT land. I'm actually dealing with a fly here in the shop, in this little room, and it's gigantic. It's just flying back and forth over my head. Back and forth. It's like the Breaking Bad episode. I swear it just doubled. It just split in half and doubled. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to remain sane or if I'm going to actually lose my mind. Like everybody will watch. It's going to, you see it? Do you see it? There it is. You see it? Man, I tell you, you get everything, you think you got everything figured out, and then you get thrown a curveball like a nasty fly. It just flew right past my head. It's just laughing at me. All right. There we go. Serenity now. Serenity now. Thank you all for showing me with some love there in the chat. I see Jesse Glenn. I see Ethereal, Meowstick, Rob Cat, and Ronnie S. Thank you all for coming. Yes. It's a wonderful day here in CRT land, the bunker. Wooden Sus, welcome in. Thank you very much. Thank you, Final Boss. Yes, let's chill out here. So again, here's what I've got. Yes, I hit the right button. Here we go. This is the chassis that you guys saw me pull from the Toshiba in our last stream where we were actually working on something. So that's what we're going to do. We got the caps out. And if I swing this over a little bit, give you a little, well, I thought I'd get a little bit more dynamic. Hang on. There we go. Ooh, look at that dynamic view of this lovely custom cap kit. 20 capacitors now for Toshiba. And so it should be fun. We'll get that done. And what I want to show you, though, and tell everybody, of course, is if you haven't heard the word on the street, well, there's a new channel out there. A new channel. What's going on, new channel? Why are you hiding from me? I see you back there. There we go. Nope, not. Oh, I see. They're over here. Okay. Let's just come over my face there for a second. Same logo on the banner, but it's called the CRT Bunker. And I have gone ahead and I have, well, I've released a special video there on that channel for everybody already. So you could go over there and there's actually something to watch. It's not just a channel. So I appreciate the 500 people that have already watched that video, and that 172 of you have already decided to go over there and subscribe to the channel. That's pretty awesome. I do have another video that once this goes off the air is going to be going live on that channel. So again, if you want to go check that out, just type in the lovely keywords you see there, the CRT Bunker. Hey, Smasher Josh, thank you for subscribing up there. Yeah, I know a lot of you probably already have done this, but that's the new thing. So the channel, it's I'm still going through, obviously, the phases of customizing things out. I'll do some more things with it as far as that in. But really, this is going to be an outlet for me to go in and do some things, again, that are not suitable for the main channel here on YouTube. They're going to be related to what I'm doing. It's just a deeper, it's just basically the Retro Tech Part 2 channel. It's not like I'm going over there and I'm going to start a channel about, I don't know, carving utensils out of wood. No, that's not like what this is going to be about. It's still going to be CRT stuff, still going to be electronics and AV equipment, maybe busting into some more things in that. Some more chats on business stuff, and just some things that could be less formal, more chaotic, more like the old school YouTube used to be, where people just didn't care about analytics and have to worry about the business side of YouTube. So that's what the CRT bunker is. Again, go check it out. Just should have to type in. Actually, let's see. So if you go to YouTube, should be just @_YouTube. I don't know about that, but whatever. I feel like there's things that I don't want to leave on the floor, or if there's something I feel like I want to make content about, I really don't want to have to worry about always what it's going to do to the channel, possibly, if you get some momentum. So anyway, there you go. Big update. Go over there. Go over there so I can continue down the madness that is CRT exploration. Okay? Okay. Got it. Got it. Let me see if I can't... If it will let me even... No, see, that one won't let me do it. Let's see if I can go in here and actually share a like to that. Should be able to. I think I have to switch my account back to my others. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. There it is. Let's see. That should take you there. Let me check it. Oh, there you go. Whoa, look at you. A bunch more of you have already jumped on board there. We already got more. What did it say a second ago? It's already up to 174. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much. Also, if you can, the usual thing, please do drop a like on the video, as it will help the algorithm of today's live stream actually reach the usual audience. And this is going to be another cool announcement, okay? I don't usually come with just a single announcement, okay? I've got another announcement. I have with the launch of this new channel, we're going to do a big, push for awareness. And part of that promotion is going to be just some more live streams here on the channel that are additional on this channel to try to reach you guys and more people to get them also, a little bit promoted in, again, the Bunker channel. And to do that, I'm going to have some awesome live streams with a lot of your favorite people from the retro community. I won't spoil it too much, but of course, we're going to have some good old-fashioned wonderful times this upcoming week. So here's the thing. This isn't a spoiler. I got some free time. The family's going on a little vacation, a little trip to visit my in-laws. And I was like, I've got just a little too much work to do this next week. I can't go on the in-law trip. But let the in-laws have fun with the grandkids, and I will stay behind, and we will do some live streaming, guys and gals. We shall do it all next week. So I've already got things hopefully lined up for next Tuesday and Wednesday. And special guests, again, special guests. I'm not going to announce it today, but there will be some awesome special guests from the retro community that you've seen on this channel before, and some that you haven't. Some monster, amazingly... handsome heartthrobs of the retro community. So be on the lookout for that. And again, to stay ahead of all this, go over to Twitter. That's where we'll be putting all the extra stuff in. All right, all the announcements. That's it. That's like 13 minutes of announcements, everybody. And I've got to get to work because we need to get back to work. Thanks, Ronnie. Yeah, this is a Father's Day gift. So Father's Day is coming up, actually. Sure, many. So happy pre-Father's Day to anybody. Not this weekend, the next weekend. So that'll be another thing. My Father's Day gift to all the fathers out there next week will be a streaming marathon, and one of them. Here's the plan. I'll tease one of them. Okay, the first stream next week will hopefully be my friend Bob from Retro RGB on here, and I want him to help me maybe go through, and maybe we could live stream Mux modding this chassis. And what do I mean Mux modding? RGB. I've got to do a whole video on this set, but I'm going to RGB Mux mod it, and I might as well. I don't know. What do you think? Would you guys like to see? Let me know in the chat. Would you like to see a live stream where I actually go through and I go through and Mux mod it live, like with you? Like, it probably would take a couple hours. And so just think about that. Let me know what you think of that. Because there's a possibility we could do that. We'll just have to see what kind of capabilities there will be here. All right. Let's catch you back up. If you go out, and if you watched the last live stream was, of course, talking about... All right, cool. Looks like there's a lot of yeses in the chat for that. Awesome. Thank you, guys. If you go back to the Toshiba stream before that, we pulled this board and we removed all the caps, and that's where we left it. It's been cleaned up. So let's get into starting to restore it. Awesome. Thank you for your input, everybody. Hey, Jonathan, welcome in. Hey, Shane, Justin, J and B, thank you. Thank you for your input. And also, thank you for joining. And remember the new channel. It's right there. You'll see it as an updated comment there. CRT Bunker. And again, there's going to be a new video there right after this live stream you're dropping there. Okay? All right. So if you can't get enough of me now, then you can do that. That's the thing. I don't want to drop so many videos here that everybody gets tired of seeing my ugly face. No, excuse me. There we go. The iron is hot. The jazz is smooth. And the Orion chassis is ready. So where shall we start? Let's see here. Well, the first place we started originally is this quadrant. Horizontal deflection. Right here. So let's stick to our theme. I'm going to fix the camera, don't you guys worry. There we go. We'll do that. So this is going to be our first area. And according to my list, let's see, we've got 5 capacitors in that area. Probably going to go ahead and stick them all through the holes here if I can. I've got... Let's go ahead and do the smaller ones first. Be a 250 2.2, which is that one. 50 volt 10, which is pretty small. That's not the right one. There we go. 5010. What else have we got here? 160 22. There's that. It's a little bigger. 250 22. And finally, the biggest one. 35 volt 1000. Or, well, I don't know about the biggest one, but definitely the highest. Microfarad. Yeah, if you're looking for cab kits, I will be publishing this particular one because I'm gonna. And yeah, those are usually over on Patreon, but I probably am gonna include this one with my write-up for Retro RGB on this television set. Since I'm doing so much work on them, I'm just gonna go ahead and include this article. So it's only 20 capacitors, but that's the place where they're published, just to go access really anytime. And it's not kits, okay? It's lists. It's just my lists. Actually, I need to publish quite a few since the move. Here we go. Alrighty, our first capacitor. We're gonna do all 5 of these now. Let's just go ahead and stick them through the holes. So this one over here is C426. That is this fatty right here. 250/22. We'll just stick that in there. Make sure we get the polarity correct. It's flat on the board and I just fold it over. Now, let's see. This big one right here is this one. But I'd like to get these guys in first since they're towards the back. And then we have this one, 430, which is this one. So that's not a big deal. This is the 160/22. There we go. Wait a second. It's kind of odd. Okay. It's fine. And then we've got the smallest one, I think, is this. Yeah, it's going up top next to the heat sink right here. Shane, you know, I've never RGB modded a Toshiba. So it would actually be the first time. I'm thinking back. I've done a Samsung and I've done probably half a dozen Sonys at least, maybe more. Mostly Sonys. No, McMuffin. Just a cab kit that's... This is 20 capacitors. The rest of these are literally audio capacitors, RF filtering, analog video capacitors, chroma processing, nothing that's getting hot. There's a few of them in there. There's like 3 of them. But the other ones are just impossible to be burned out by now. This is more preventative maintenance on these ones in the power supply that are getting a lot of heat, larger, and also the... what's it? I don't know. I'm sorry. The deflection. Okay. People are asking about this. The good thing about this next experiment with the RGB mod on this chassis after this is that I will be able to compare it with another restored set that is the AF44 because I have 3 of these in the shop. I'm restoring all 3 of them. So I'll be able to literally set a CRT that is in RGB mode right next to one that's in component mode. The problem is I got to get some way, and I don't have like enough equipment to do the outputs. I think, I don't know, it's going to be tricky trying to get multiple output, but I'm going to try to do my best to look at a comparison shot side by side on some things. If possible, it might be, we'll see. But that's, I mean, I definitely will do something like that. I just don't know how I'm going to pull it off best, because it's always a trick trying to film, but you learn as you go. All right, 409 is in. That's the 5010. And 2.2 is 410. Where's 410? I thought it's like right here. Right next to there. Okay, one more. Finally, everybody's like favorite cap. Well, I guess there's an argument between Rubicon and Nishikon, but I don't know. I've never heard anybody complain about a Rubicon. Although I have seen them blow up. Of course, those were in sets from the 1980s. Generally. Well, the good thing I think is I'll be able to see if there's a difference in the resolution quality at all between our component video that's already available on this set, and then if it's any better when you jump over to that RGB, if it's really worth anything, if it's really any better. Look at this. This is a cool little view, I think. Yeah, you're gonna get to see everything over here. The thing I really like but I do like this TV. I know like I give them a hard time a lot on social media, and people are always complaining about the way I talk about them for some reason. It's like I don't know why. It's some fascination with the human mind to pick a side and like stay on that side and not be able to venture off with some individuals. Like there's of course console fanboys. There's also like CRT fanboys, and they just hate on one type and love another, and vice versa. And anytime you're critical, even like rightfully so about their said CRT, it's like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Rabble, 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 rabble. And it's like, look, I actually really like this AF44 much more than the AF45 that I worked on. Remember that one? That was like last year at some point. And let's see, we'll get these two down here. The AF45, right? I mean, the AF45 just has cheap written all over it. I feel like they got cheaper as these models went along, is what I'm kind of discovering on the quality. And anyway, here we go. Okay. So you get people upset when you're like critical, rightfully so, of certain things. It's just an interesting dynamic with the human mind. But I like that, for example, I have another Sony here, and it's that one's probably good. It's the Sony FS120. Now, the smallest that came in was a 20-inch. A 20-inch CRT. And so it's hard to compare that screen size, really, with the 14-inch. But that one does not have S-Video support. This Toshiba does. Or Orion, whatever you want to call it. It has S-Video support while the Sony does not. But they both have component support. This Toshiba's RGB moddable. The Sony FS120 is not RGB moddable. At least not at the moment that we're talking. So, however, I feel like this picture quality is probably better a little bit, not much on the Sony, but all right. Another thing is when you see the exteriors of these two televisions, the Toshiba shell looks a lot cooler than the Sony's. Sony's had this. This one they had that real weird back end on them. Like a hatchback of CRTs. It's like the hatchback of CRTs. Or like the CrossFit. Not CrossFit. Crossover. The crossover CRT. Sony was trying to market that back, I guess, in the day. But so there's that. I feel like it has a great picture quality. I feel like sound is good. I really, again, like that you could even RGB mod it just for fun if you want. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I clipped the one down here, right? So 5. So, yada da da da. I like it, you know? This new setup I got's good. The smoke's not going in my face. It's actually going in yours this time. There we go. So I don't want to, because I like it, and I'm sure there are people that do like this set and maybe prefer it too, Sony. Not only because of the reasons I said, but other reasons also. I don't know what those might be, but there's plenty of room for variety in the world of CRTs. Pick your fighter. What do you choose? Are you team Sony or team any other CRT? Or are you really stuck on something like a JVC or Toshiba? The real problem with the Toshibas in general and the JVCs even is just the lack of consistency, to be honest with you. What I mean by that is, well, you never know really what you're getting. Sometimes they have, or like I say, they switch components a lot. They switch quality. They switch even whole carriers of who makes their, manufactures their CRTs even. So it's not like they're Sony where there's actually a consistent level of quality because everything's done for the most part in-house on their CRTs. All right, just take a look down here and what we've done. Just want to make sure everything's in the right place. Got this is the yes. This is yes. This is a yes. This is a yes. And this is a yes. Okay, great. We are 25% done. And it's just that simple. Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, I mean, like, look at that. You even got JVC Toshibas. Oh, yeah, they're all fun. To me, I like ones that don't do anything good, amazing. You know, older ones. And they're like unique pieces of antique furniture. All right. Make sure that everything's okay here on Planet Reality. Okay, good. Good. Yeah, I had to start today's stream a little bit late because I had forgotten to give my daughter, who's in the 2nd grade, $20 for her yearbook. Oh man, it's the last day of school too, so I had to go run up there and drop $20 off at the office. Thankfully, it's only a mile, less than a mile. It's a half a mile from my house, so I had to go do it though, right when I was getting ready to stream. If I'd have forgotten that, ooh, I would have been a villain today going and picking her up after school. That would have been a terrible ride home. Hey, what we doing here? We're recapping. A Toshiba. We're moving to the vertical deflection spot. When you move around this, you get on this side, and we're in the vertical. The vertical spot. Nope, sorry, that's power. Look at me, I can't even read. This is the vertical. I was like, there's vertical. Whoop, it's actually over here. My apologies. Right there. This is where we're looking for, right in here. Let's get these installed. All right. There we go. Yeah, I don't know what it is. You know, this upcoming trip, obviously it's before Father's Day. They'll go back and they'll get to stay with my father-in-law and my mother-in-law, and my wife will be there, and the kids. You know, like, it's not easy to get my wife out of work for a little bit and send her down there with the kids. I mean, I would normally go, but I just have way too much to do. And I'll be honest, it's kind of a pain to go back nowadays. So all anybody wants to do is like complain. Oh yeah. First they make a big deal when you leave of town about coming back and seeing them. But then you finally schedule time, and this is like what it is with all family for us. I don't know about you. But and then my mom's no different. She's in this. They both, funny enough, live in the same neighborhood. So my wife goes and tries to please both my mom and her dad, and it's just a mess because they all just want to bicker and argue over. Oh, well, I don't know about that day. I thought it was going to be another day. Oh, well. Instead of just being like, yeah, great, you're finally coming in town. I get to see the grandkids. So I feel bad for my wife. But oh well. I ain't going. Not this time. Got way too many CRTs to save. Is there anybody watching today? Am I just yammering about this to nobody? I know, I'm joking. I see Ronnie and Robcat, Jonathan. Who's hiding and who's lurking? Huh? Hey, Throw, I see too. You guys show you all are. Jonathan being very chatty, I see. Andrew, welcome. All right. All right, let's get started. We've got the vertical deflection is only 4 capacitors in here. 5022. That's this one. $50 volt 1. That's a 10. That's not it. 50 volt 1. What else we got? 50 volt 100. Should be this one. No, that's not it. This one? 5100. What's the last one? 25 1000. It's this one. Oh, that's 35. This one. This is a Panasonic right here. I find these sometimes. They're pretty good too. No problem. Then the red Worth caps. All right. Yeah, so like the thing is, it's like a bittersweet thing with me because I always realize too that I won't get to like relive a lot of these moments, of course, with them as they age. I mean, they're at a wonderful age now, but like you watch your kids, you don't feel like time passes, except you could tell extremely a lot it passes when you look at children and watch them grow up, and then you look back at pictures, and you know, to me. And probably to most of you, 4 years doesn't seem like a long period of time, but in the world of children, it's like I mean, it's 20% of the time, or 25% of the time that you have with them. All right, I'm keeping up. I'm catching up with the chat a little bit. All right, cool. Yeah. So here's how I keep track. So when I remove the caps, look at this. I've got this lovely notebook here, right? This says when I remove each capacitor, here's what I've got, right? I mark down the value of the capacitor I remove. Some of these capacitors that did upgrade a little bit, and I would note that here. So if I removed it, I might put a check by it. And if I found it and made the cap kit, I put another dot, and now I'm going through and installing it. See, that's done for the vertical deflection. This is all done on the last live stream. I did it as I went, as I pull each one. And usually what I do is I then take this information and I'll go refer, even though I've got this here, I'll go generally refer and this to the service manual, just to make sure that they match. If they don't match, I want to find out why. So usually I go back and I take pictures of everything prior, and I make sure I double checked and got it right. And then it's like a note where there might have been a service bulletin change or something that isn't mentioned in the manual, and there's actually a different cap in there. But that's how I do it. So this is all starting from this. This was another one that you guys saw in live stream. There'll be a video on this monitor too eventually, I believe. It's the Hyundai, so one of the streams. See? And then so that's how I do it. And this amazing ooh yeah, guess I had some good ideas while I was drinking some bourbon. So that's how I do it. And then sometimes if I have a pre-made list for something I work on a lot, hey, like I could recap an M series PVM from almost just from my brain, because I've done it 200 times or more. If I have done it, I'll print off my cap kit list, which is on a nice document on Google Documents. Cool. No problem. I like to do that stuff if I could think about it and I actually catch you on a question. Garrett, thank you. I don't know if you asked that question, but yeah. All right. Let's get these out of the way. Oh, I got my iron hot. I don't know why. Let's get these populated. So we've got, I think the first one I try to get is this 403 down in the middle. 403 is the 50 volt 22. Let's see, maybe I got lucky. I did. I got lucky. 5022 goes right in here. There we go. So right in there. All right. Yeah. All right, guys. If you have not, if you just joined in the stream, and so we've been going about 40 minutes. If anybody's just coming in and dropping in for the first time today, please, if you can, drop a like for us. It really does help. Every time the video gets a like on a live stream, generally it goes back and gets about 8 to 12 new views. So I do appreciate it. Thank you. That's really all you need to do if you are able. Let's go to 407 and 406. What's 406 is the smaller one. 406 is the smaller one, 50 volt one. We want to get the polarity correct here, obviously. The red caps definitely do have a cool look to them. I wish there were like pink caps. Maybe that's what we should do is get a special like Retrotech branded cap. How fun would that be if we could do a man, if I could get like a deal with like Rubicon or Nishikon to like, that would be so awesome. Why they don't care. They're going to sell what they sell, right? That would be so cool to have a custom capacitor with a brand like Rubicon or Nishikon or heck even Worth. I don't care, whoever. As long as they're good capacitors, not Chong X. All right, 408. Oh my goodness, I just dropped it. Hang on. What's 407? Okay. That's what I'm looking at. 408's up here. That's a big one. We're going 407 first, right here. There we go. And our last one is this 25 volt 1000 Panasonic. It was probably somebody that said to ban the leaded solder back 20 years ago. Ban leaded solder! It's destroying the universe. Solder. But, you know, some metals and some chemistry, it's just meant to be. Yeah, Ronnie, that would be cool, man. If I knew anybody. The coolest, and I actually probably should have gotten back to him by now, but it's not been too long. The coolest offer I've seen lately is like a shoe company. They look like they make pretty decent men's shoes. But you guys know how I am about sponsorships most of the time. I don't really like to do them for like products. And I also don't like to, I don't know, I don't really like the stress of being worried about that kind of stuff. Again. Like worrying about what an advertiser wants or thinks. I don't want to have that really in my plans for stuff. Unless it's something that's unique and actually makes complete sense. All right, I think just about every one of these things just about ready. All right, let's take a look on the other side. Imagine if we did something even sillier, like made cap sleeves or Retrotech cap condoms. You get like a cap, a protective extra rubber layer for your anode cap. The Retrotech condom. Yeah, right, Chris. Makes it easier for the next person if I get to recap it 25 years from now. I always try to think, what if somebody does come in here and sees my work? Because I see plenty of other people's work that did it 25 years ago on these sets. And I know that they were like, oh, no one's going to see this. I don't care what the quality looks like because it shows. Looks a bit dodgy. Let's see. Just gonna take that out. Let's see what this. Okay, just making sure that's okay. That joint there, and looks fine. Just gonna double check. There we go. Oh no. Oh my goodness. Yeah, file a claim if anybody breaks anything on shipping. When you're shipping a PVM or CRT, if you buy one and it gets severely damaged, go ahead and file a claim. Is that all of them? I did solder all of it, right? 1, 2, 3. The big one, 4. We're good. Alright, now there's a couple of random ones. I know one of those is in this area, 705. Let's go ahead and get those out of the way. 705 is a 25-220. I think it's this one, maybe? Yes. Let's go ahead and that one in there. And then there's another one over here, 629. That's a bigger one, 16. There we go, 16 volt 1000. 629 right there. And then finally we have 110 up here, which is over in the area where we probably are going to end up doing a modification. 16 volt, 2200 microfarad. And those are the 3 randoms. And then our last capacitors in this kit are going to be all this power supply in here. So that's 4, 9. 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. That leaves 8 power supply capacitors still due. Let's see. Coffee's gone cold. Coffee's gone cold, friends. Nothing's worse. Unless somebody switches you to decaf. And doesn't tell you about it. We're coming in hot. Coming in hot. No, 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 no. Okay. There we go. And finally, number 3. Whoops, I completely did that wrong, guys. Sorry. Sorry about that. I did that backwards. Here we go. Come on. This isn't the 8-Bit Esquire stream. Let's get some focus in here, camera. All right, and remember, if you're here for the channel update that you read on the thumbnail, I did go into details on that the first 8 minutes of today's show in the live stream. But just to round that off and give you a roundup of what I was talking about, is I have a new channel that's launched. And let's see, this is it. Let's see if we got any new subscribers since the stream has started. 3 more, awesome. So you go check this out. It's the CRT Bunker. It's an extension of this lovely retro tech channel and experiment in documenting CRTs. We're going to go deeper in it over there. And just have more fun. So if you like it, you should go check it out. There's a new video there. After today's stream, there will be a new video over there again. Another new video. Completely new. All right. Looks like we've gotten our randoms finished. One right here. Right here. And right here. Just taking a check at them. See what that means. Whoops, we did not do the bottom one. Oh, we didn't do any of them. Haha. Gotta do these 2. Duh. Alright, that was just the one. See? A little too long on that. There we go. That one's done. And then up here we have this one. I don't know that. Yeah, we're gonna need to trim both those legs. Hey, Iron Flex. Vijit Santra, welcome from India. That's a long way. Thanks for joining our stream today. Danny, don't worry. I mean, if you want here, hey, John, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for jumping in. All right, look, the cap kit on this, I'm gonna publish it eventually. You just have to give me probably 2 weeks to over to what's it called? Can't even think of it. Retro RGB, of course. So just give me a few weeks to get this all finished up and to get that done. Okay. And then you will have to go order your own capacitors, because I mean it's so small. I had all these capacitors except for one in stock, but you should be able to order the kit from Mouser or DigiKey if you're in the United States or somewhere that those two places service, and you can do so probably for less than, I'd say, $20 in parts. All right. Just one last check on those welds. Yes, I like the way that weld looks too. Sure think it's looking good. What about you? All right, last weld up here, check time. And I am going to go through, sorry, I know it's out of focus a little bit right there. I am going to be cleaning all this too before, obviously, I put it all back together. Okay, so that'll be leaving us down to the power. 8 power caps, and that's how many we have left over here in our kit. So how about our cap kit rollover view? Ooh, so technically crazy. That's what we have left in our cap kit. So let's get the power section done. That's right here. There we go. All right, let's get it in here, folks. Get it in here. We need 25 volt 100. 25 volt 1000, which I think I'm upgrading that part. Yep. Looks like I'm using a fat, juicy 35 volts Rubicon upgrade. 162200 Rubicon. 50 volt 2.2 is next. Let's see. And that is going to be a red worth capacitor. 5010, 50 volt 10 microfarad. $500, yes, 25 volt 47 microfarad. And then we have a 160 volt 100 microfarad, big fat one. And then finally, I couldn't find a snap-in capacitor. This is really the largest I could get. I think this is probably the most expensive capacitor in the whole set. It's this filter capacitor that goes in the power supply. And look, this one actually does go bad. I mean, I saw it. Check it. I think I still have it over here. Look at that. Juicy stuff right in there. Look at that. See, that's not what it should look like under there. It should look more like, this is like same era cap. See how it's not got all that fluid? This has fluid. There you go. Right there. And if you were to smell it like this, you'd probably gag. Yeah, these are so modern equivalency here. I don't even have to, this is just, that's visually bad. Time to play the game, right? Now you get to play the game of putting the right part in the hole. The game you played when you were probably, heck, 9 months old. Triangle goes in the triangle shape. Circle in the circle shape. Oval in the oval shape. That's what you're doing. Just a modern adult version. Oh, come on. Get out of there. Okay. Oh, Thomas, if you are missing feet, you should get on touch with Pat. Missing feet. Save on Pat will have extra feet. I think he charges like $15 a set or something. And they're the exact ones you need. All right, this is going over here. 507. I could do the splits a tiny bit. Again, this is the largest I could find. There we go. Shouldn't be a problem. And then let's see. 521. That's right here in the center. Is there another big one? A lot of these other ones are going to be the right size. They're going to fit in there correctly. I know it. 35 volt 1000. That means we got an upgrade part right here for 501. C501. I do not see you, C501. Where are you? There you are. Up, up, and away, C501. Wherever you're watching today, thank you for joining. And thank you for making the world a better place by saving a CRT. Because that's what you're doing. Go ahead, pat yourself on the back. No one else will, but I will. Because a CRT outside of the landfill and in a home or shop or wherever is a good thing. Saves the environment a little bit of pain. Otherwise, they end up in landfills, honestly, most of the time. I've shown a bunch of those clips of me going to my landfill and seeing all kinds of CRTs every time I go. Yes, yes, they do it too. They throw it in a big old pit with other electronics. They call them dead machines. Gotta make sure I get these in the right spot. Don't just sing my way into pain. Alright, let's just do this C524. C509. That's what it is. 25 volt 47. They're toxic. Full of toxins, they say. Inside those glass domes. 504. 504. $52.2. $539 is a 50 volt 10. And our last is our 16 2200. 527 right here. So, if you guys want to know, I'll show you in a second where you can find out what the RGB mods look like, etc., and see if your set is capable of such things as an RGB mod. Here we go. Look at that one. It's okay. All right, smooth over here. Ooh. Oh, behave. Yes. Now we're gonna trim your legs. All of you. Legs out straight. Are you ready? All right. I think somebody asked, if you're still here, did somebody ask about how long these restorations normally take? And it really depends on the set. I mean, the average like PVM restoration basically takes me like 1 full day's shift to complete, okay? Like a 6-hour work day of that, and then there's also some other paperwork and things that takes me some time to do. It's another 2 hours generally of things. So the average is basically a full day. Some take 2 days. And then it depends. If it's a really huge set, could take a long time. I mean, some sets like the if you do a full BVM or a full FW9100, 900, FW900, and you could be looking at a lot of time on those, like a whole week. These big ground plates take a little longer to warm up. So more over here, a couple more down here. It sits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Sorry, it's off screen. Still off screen. It's a good song, whatever this is on the just piano. It's like something you'd hear in like a 90s RPG. Cutscene. That's like when you just got done reading like 4 pages of text in a cartridge, but on a whatever your favorite RPG. All right. Still got one more. I see it. Sorry, I know it's like almost off camera right there. There we go. There we go. Come back here. Make sure it all looks okay. Don't like that a little bit there. Okay. Before we forget, let's go and take a look down here. We're gonna reflow solder on some of these parts. This one being one. This one looks pretty good, so I'm just gonna do that one, and the only other thing would be the flyback, probably. Come on, get back in focus. I should do it like this to be even easier. That one's actually got some extra on it. I'm going to take some of that off. Couple more spots here. Okay, let's see. Some larger. Looking good. Everything else is looking really good down there. Okay, good stuff. I think we got everything installed. Looks like all our caps are gone. That's a good thing. Oh, yeah. Another thing, yeah, I do have that, but that's again in the Patreon Discord. It's the only place I have it archived. Hopefully, eventually, I get a document also to just publish. But if you're already on there, you could go. If you're in the Discord, you go in there and same place where you find the cap kits. It says parts that I use, and it literally goes to just about an Amazon link that supports the show for everything, just about. And if there's anything specifically, I don't know what you want to know about, but I'll be glad to tell you. Yeah. This stuff's really good, though. For removing solder. Some of the best stuff you can use. It's not a gun, not a weapon. Solder wick, rosin SD, Chemtronics. You want to make sure you get size number 4, 8040-5. It's coming 5 feet reels. Heck, you can call that number and tell them how much you love them. Okay? Tell them I gave them a free plug on this show. Alright, we're going to clean this board. Then I'm probably going to have to take off because I have to go back to school and pick up my daughter. Okay, so let's clean it. Just use it. Now this, guys, this is just a squeeze bottle. It's actually 99. I just kept this smaller bottle. And that's why it says 91. It's not like 91. There's no problem with 91. Just 91's a little, 99's a little better. Okay? Alright guys, I'm gonna go through here and please, if you haven't already, do hit that like button for us. For the gang, CRT gang here. Again, go check out the new channel if you haven't already. I think it's going to be a good time. Next week, we're going to have those amazing live specials. Starting with Bob, hopefully. Retro RGB will be here. I'll have some other guests I'll announce later on Twitter. Once I get all that stuff solidified. And this stuff is already like, it's got rosin in it and flux. So you don't even really need to add extra flux. All right, we're gonna go now to the cleaning. I got to get some brushes. Hang on a second. Okay. This is the actual stuff that I've been using in there. Medical grade, baby. Jeremy. 99.9. 666. No! The name of the wick. Here it is, Sergio, if you missed it. Chemtronics. Okay, just type in Chemtronics. Solder wick. Rosin SD. I mean, heck, I can get you. Let me drop a link in the chat for you. Okay? I know I can. Just give me a second here. Because if you do buy it, I get like a 25-cent Amazon Pay raise. Here, let's see. Going to the Discord server, over to the... It's under the important links tab. Here we go. Let me make sure. Yep. This is it. Okay. Should just let me copy this link. Let's hope it does. Let's try that. Did it work? Yep, that's a good link. Okay. That will take you... That will tell you right there. Okay, sorry. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's get back to this thing now. Make sure everything's good. All right. Here we go. Interesting. Sorry, my chat's like not quite catching up. There we go. Excellent. All right. Cool. Yeah, try one of those. See how it works for you. Get the hang of it a little bit with, you know, something not so important, just so you don't burn the board if you have an important board. It takes a little bit of time to get used to it. Once you do, you'll really like it, especially when you're in a tight situation. You do have to use other solder and use some good solder with it. Yeah, you'll still burn your fingers with this, but you just hold on to this and tap it on there, and then you need to pull it and then snip off the end as it gets longer. You know, don't let it get too much. You'll see the solder come all the way up here, and then you can clip it off. Let's see. We need to clean it now. And I also have a towel behind me to help clean. All right. There we go. Here we go. We're going to use some alcohol. We got some swabs if we need them, and we need some brushes. Where's my good brush? There we go, the scrubber brush. Oh, let's see. We're pretty much going to need to do this whole area. So let's just do that to start. Get the whole area saturated in that. I'll just take this little ESD brush here. And we're just going to go over everything, especially those things we did. All right, I see a little solder bead there. Let's see if we can poke it off. That's interesting. Oh, yeah. That's another good thing to clean. All right, there you go. See you later, little solder bubble. Don't want to have a short. is also the reason we need to, you know, go back and check everything we've done before we just hook this up. But I can't believe there'd be people that would actually, back in the day, just do what we did, not even clean anything. Actually, they wouldn't do what we did because they didn't care about maintaining something. They would have just gone and fixed like one capacitor that went bad and left everything dirty. So you'll start to get the film and the other madness. Keep your brush clean, because that flux will get sticky and yeller. Just keep doing that till get enough of it cleaned up. All right. Again, I know that people have been watching all over the world. We talked about today. And thank you for coming in. This is just an NTSC version of this television. So if you're outside the United States, you might be able to find a similar set. Just checking these welds out. You might be able to find a similar set that's either made by Toshiba or Orion, but it's going to be slightly different. It's not going to be set up for NTSC video signals. Take this bigger brush, wipe some of that off. Put the towel on there. That's how you really get this thing nice and clean. Just like that. That's the trick. Look at that. See how all that comes out nice and clean? Now we need to get the other sections of the board. And I even forgot, but we're gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go through and reflow the solder because there's actually no components on these neck boards that we would replace. It's all ICs and things like that. It's not transistors. It's not going to be anything we're going to replace on the neck board. We do need to reflow the solder on there. Nice power section cleaned up. Once we've changed our board direction, we can do this. So we're gonna let this dry. I'm gonna go set it up in a fan. Way everything get out of there. Even though it's non-conductive alcohol, we don't really want to fire it up with that in there. It could interfere with things still. Robcat, if you have cracked plastic on a PVM, my best advice is obvious. Well, not a little obvious, but it's to try to find a replacement if possible from a salvage unit. It's my general idea. If it's very bad, if it's savable, then you can go in and do plastic repair. I've actually done plastic repairs on videos before. I'm not sure how long ago that was. Golly, that might be a while back to find those videos. Maybe if you go type in PVM plastic repair on RetroTech, that video maybe will pop up. Hopefully the algorithm will be helpful to you. Okay. Because I did do some work on that. And you can go watch some tips I had. So there are some processes like using different types of chemicals to harden plastic and using pieces of plastic to brace and replace other pieces of plastic. It's a fun process. Now, even after we get done with this, we're still going to wind up with film on it. Okay? Like right now it looks super shiny, but once it dries and air gets on it, it'll start to get this powder sheen kind of on it. And I think a lot of you probably know what I'm talking about. Let's see, it's starting to show up kind of up here. This is just like residual residue from the alcohol evaporating, right? You see, so like once that evaporates, it starts to show up gray. I'm going to try to simulate this so I could speed along the process, and that's why you come back afterwards and you have like, this is just horsehair on wood, non-conductive, nothing like that. And it's very much it's a little bit softer. It's still got a hard brush. This is actually from a shoe cleaning kit. But you see that, you go through and you softly rub off that board where that dust was. And that's a little trick. See, that'll rub all that dust off and it won't come back. Now it's gone. It's going to look clean and wonderful for the rest of the time. All right. So that's it. Guys, I'm going to get this board basically cleaned up, and we're going to get it ready to run some tests and things, but I cannot do that on the rest of today's stream. We'll have to leave that for another show, and definitely look for more information on this set to come, because we're going to be doing live streams next week, and then the video will come out on this about the RGB mod and stuff. So appreciate your time today. Again, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend it with me and just hang out and have a good time. And if you need any help with anything, please do DM me. And after the show here, hey, in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to hit release on a new episode over there on the new channel again. That is over here. Where is it? Why can't I find it? Wrong. There we go. The CRT bunker. So let me just show you that one more time. CRT bunker right here. I'm going to release a video for it. Actually, let's just go ahead and release that video right now. Okay. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to release it, and that's going to be it. All right. All right, guys. Thanks for everything. Make sure you're ready for next week's streams on this channel, Retro Tech. And I'll see you next time with some more retro content.